So first play, we talked about find the fish. Literally first play of the game for the Saints. We got 74 and 70 on that left side, missing the second level, giving it up on the tackle. And then we can't see the whole film here, but we see the Gravedigger. I know it was out last year. I didn't give it respect. Gilbert's Gravedigger celebration coming out. TJ Slayton, love you. Love what you're doing. Kenny Clark coming in, and Kenny, nobody knows what Kenny's saying right here. They give him a little thing. Listen, I'm from the area, so I know he's saying San Bernardino for life. Okay, San Bernardino for life, right there. That's San Bernardino County. We don't have any hand signals or anything. I'm just telling you, if you're from San Bernardino County, you know what it's about. Kenny was the man yesterday. Absolutely dominant performance against some guys that, especially when Cesar Ruiz went out. Quite frankly, like that's what you expect from your all pro caliber defensive tackle. Played at a high level. I love what they did here. Very simple, right? You just walk up the linebacker over 74. So now you go three to the right side. That center is going, man, are they going to run the TT? Is he going to penetrate? So he's so worried about getting over into the A gap to stop that penetration, which is actually really stupid because Cesar Ruiz is going to give hand help here, and he's going to give hand help and slide. And then Ryan Ramchek's going to give hand help and slide because Rashawn Gary's so far out. So what they do is, the center, it just really kind of bad footwork getting over here too fast. So he leans. You see his shoulder pads are well over his knees and feet. Feet are not underneath himself. Kenny just beats him easily across his face. And we saw this last week. We talked about it on the preview show. These guys get beat across their face a lot. You go gap to gap. We were talking more about 74, but same thing with the center here. You go gap to gap, you get beat easily. That's a bad look. Early on in this game, getting in David Carr's face. I think as you watch this tape, what you find out is something we talked about. When you get in his face, right, good things happen. If he feels the pressure, he can step up. He rises up in the pocket really well. But if you give him nowhere to go, that's when the ball starts going high. That's when he starts taking sacks and hits. Great job. Talk about penalties. First play for the Packers. Now, I'm just John Runyon Jr. Like, you can see it here. Your angle is wrong. Like, you need to be going down. They've actually created a new line of scrimmage on the left side. They've done a great job. Why are you running towards the sideline? You should be running downhill, and you should know that Carl Granderson's going to spill this play like he does. So that should be your angle. And because you're not ready for it, you're surprised. I'm not sure. You end up lassoing this guy down. They get the holding call. So what starts as a good run for AJ. This is what I'm talking about. The guy needs confidence. And what are we doing? We're getting a 10-yard penalty when he's got a 6-yard run. And we got a false start. On the other side, Royce just thought it'd be nice for the guards to start out with penalties. Marco and I used to do that a lot. If I ever got a penalty, I'd always ask Marco in the huddle, do you mean jumping off sides real quick? Because I don't want to be the only one. Under center play action. We talked about it before. The reason that the under center play action works is, one, it's an easier read for Jordan Love. Two, it allows the receivers to get a little deeper in their routes. That's super critical because when you run deeper routes, linebackers, everybody's got to get deeper, and you have the underneath stuff open. These are winnable plays. Now, one thing I want to point out here, you see Musgrave slide or slip. There's a lot of slipping yesterday, man. There is a lot of slipping, not just by him, by everybody. Jordan Love, great job escaping the pocket. So we got a third down. I want to show this. Zach Tom had a really good game yesterday against one of my favorite players. But you see his foot gives out, he slips, he's hit the knee. So we got 2 players in 3 snaps have slipped. So now we got 4th and inches. And I swear to God, I thought Jordan Love busted his knee right here. And people, so you got to set you. Well, first of all, yeah. I mean, look at the running back. Like, bro, that is, where are your feet? Be a pro. Even if you run the play, you got to look like you know what you're doing. You don't run the other way and you might as well jump turn and trying to throw the ball in the air like you're in the backyard. Set your feet. Give it a good pass. Give him a chance. Now, this right here, though. Oh, good Lord. Could have lost the quarterback for the year right there. Now, people have asked me, what is going on with the turf? Is it the cleats? Is it that the sand is the underneath foundation, the sand that they put under there is too close to the surface? It's probably both. The fact is they haven't played here. These guys are really brand aware. So I'm not going to speak for all the players, but a lot of players have cleats that they put stuff on, and they put their names or like where they're from, San Bernardino County, hopefully KC, but they don't want to get off those cleats. And so I remember back in the day, Gordon Red would, Mr. Batty would say, "Hey, you guys need to put 3 studs in. You need to put the inch spikes in. You got to wear those cleats today. You got to change your shoes." We've seen this. We saw this in the Super Bowl. We've seen this before, where some of these guys don't want to do a change and they have this problem. I personally think the Packers guys are probably, because of the grass they play on, they're probably smart enough to figure that out already, and they probably respect the situation in the surface area. So this turf just looks like it was a huge fail to me. Anyways, we're lucky not to lose a quarterback on the first series. I want to show you the Preston Smith effect, and some of this is a little choppy, guys. The only reason it's choppy is, quite frankly, I had to use the TV copy this time, and it just kind of went in halfway. Quay Walker was open a lot yesterday. Like, they weren't even blocking him. And sometimes it's like, man, is he that good to the ball, or is he that shifty? The answer is yeah, probably a little bit. But these guys are supposed to be double teaming Preston literally the opposite direction. Okay. And these tight ends are so overwhelmed, they had to double stay on him. And now Quay's wide open to make the play. That's the Preston. This is the stuff that Preston does that nobody gets, right? His stats aren't great. He is a dog in the run game. He's good in the pass game. He's okay in the pass game. Sometimes he's more of a pressure equals picks guy, but man, he is a dog in the run game, and he gets this done on such a consistent basis for the last 3 seasons. Been a real help for us. Quay gets in here and just gets in on the tackle. I think Enagbare has another one here coming up. So Preston, again, resetting the line of scrimmage. He's playing behind the line of scrimmage. He's resetting that hole. Okay, he's collapsed it down. Now he's playing a box technique, but he's going near shoulder, near foot strike. This running back in the backfield has to stop his feet. You see him squared up and has to change direction. It's a huge problem. And it just is very simply because instead of being content to play outside shoulder up, settle down, stay on the line of scrimmage, he actively takes a path into the backfield, goes same foot, same shoulder, sticks this guard. Huge play. This stuff doesn't seem like a big deal, but he just does such a good job. And Enagbare gets in there with another play, beating the tight end. So you just see, look, Jamal Williams might go in IR. They don't have Kamara. The running back is Tony Jones Jr., who we've never heard of until last week, right? They have Kendre Miller, I think, came back. They don't have guys. Kendre Miller's a good player, but they don't have guys. But still got an offensive line. I mean, they still have weapons. We've already seen this league. The reason they don't pay running backs is because you should be able to. Everybody thinks you should be able to get 4.5 yards with a no name. So the Packers, yeah, it's not Bijan Robinson, but there's only probably 4 or 5 Bijan Robinsons in the league now. So if you're not playing one, you got to take advantage. This is why we like the under center play action pass. I think that this will continue to be the staple of the Green Bay Packers. Now, Aaron Jones needs to get back so we can run the ball better out of under center. Or, I could have stopped that after better. But this is why we like the under center stuff, because it sucks in the linebackers. And Demario Davis is, he's hot and cold this week because he's so good at reading this stuff. So I think a couple times when the centers when the center is not covered, he reads through the center and doesn't bite, but he bites here, and it just gives you opportunities. Now Demario decides to come and chase Jordan Love, leaving the flat open. First down for Dobbs, just easy plays. Now this is another works on paper. Okay, why am I saying works on paper? Cam Jordan's their best player. I love it. Luke Musgrave is not our best. Like, we pay the right tackle to block. I don't think if you started listing, like, if you asked Luke's mom, and I don't know Luke's mom, but if you asked Luke, you asked Luke's mom and dad, you asked, every fan in Green Bay, hey, what do you pay Luke Musgrave for? I don't know where on the list would be like block Cam Jordan 1-on-1 would be, but I don't think it'd be very high. So this is like, you draw this up and it's like, we'll close it down. So you see the body position that Luke's in. He's already on his heels because he's going, dude, Cam Jordan's going to kill me. Okay. So he didn't close the space. So now he's going to give Cam a little room to wiggle. And it's like inside move. I mean, he might as well not even be there. They're playing two-hand touch. Jordan does a good job of escaping. And this some of the athletic maneuvers that Jordan Love makes is, we haven't seen that in a while. Not because Aaron couldn't, because he probably didn't have to for a number of different reasons, just the way he plays ball. But it's been a real benefit, I think, for this team over the first couple of weeks. Yeah, that play only works on paper, man. Yeah, that's one of those plays where, like, if Cam gets sucked down into the tackle, gets a hand on him, and then he literally has nowhere to go, the OC is going like, man, let's run that 2 or 3 more times. And Musgrave's over there going like, please do not run that play again, because he knows it's just a matter of time till he gets beat. Lucky he didn't give up a sack there. So when everybody's talking about, he just overthrew him. Like, let's not read too much into this, guys. I like that they're running these plays. Sometimes we forget about what's really important. What's important is we got a tight end that can stretch the defense. Okay, now, the way that they run these routes, I think it's weird that we have an in-breaking route coming from, I think that's from Dobbs over at the 45, 46-yard line there. I think it's weird than that pulling that safety way. They give Musgrave some more opportunity because there's obviously a pocket open in the far right, in the upper right corner here. And if you're running a cover 2 look, but it is what it is. Overthrew him a little bit. That play will be made at some point during the season. Love this play. Now, they pulled this play from watching other teams in prior weeks. You bring everybody up. So you got your 2, you got 20, and you got Demario Davis-Werner and Demario Davis up on the line of scrimmage. All right. So one of them's going to drop, one of them's not. Now, they've probably figured out by watching tape that the one that's going to drop is going to be the one that's near the running back. Okay. So in other words, Werner now, because Demario Davis has shown that he's going to dog right now in this situation because it's a 3rd and 10. They want the ball out of Jordan Love's hands. And Werner's got to drop. And they might be in man coverage. I don't think they are in man coverage on that side of the field right now. But Werner's got to drop. So now, in order to make this play, all they do is they put A.J. Dillon in motion, flip him the ball behind the line of scrimmage, and they just run a tunnel screen. But Werner can't get over there. Really, really great play. This is a great ID. Great play down. So they're basically saying, all right, we know Werner's probably on A.J., and he's probably not coming. Okay? Because if Demario Davis drops right here, the play is over. So great ID. Good run by AJ. I'm rooting for AJ, man. I'm rooting for AJ. Got another good run. Now, we talked about this last week. This is one of the kind of basic things they do to stop you in the run game. They run cross dogs. So in this situation, I think they bring Demario Davis first and bring Pete Werner across around chasing him. We have to do a better job from a Packers standpoint. If you want to be a good run team, these are the plays that actually turn into huge plays. But in order that, you have to make a call. So like in this situation, if you're going to pull a guard right now, and you're going to pull up through, and you see that guy's coming on the line of scrimmage, the right tackle, Zach Tom, needs to make a down call. And what we'll do is we'll end up blocking the linebacker with the right tackle, and the guard's going to come and kick out the defensive end. Okay. And because of all this stuff happening with the cross dog, obviously that means that the play side defensive tackle is going to try to cross face, and everyone's going kind of away from where the ball's going right now. So this kind of turns into a bring it call where the right guard, the center, everybody's going to bring it because we need to rise up to the second linebacker. The truth is, this is a very, very difficult thing to block. It just could be improved because we never want that linebacker penetration before the running back even has the ball. The linebacker's in the backfield. So these aren't like I guess I show some of these to say, well, whose fault is it? Like, it's everybody's fault, right? You need to have an adjustment for this, right? Maybe the quarterback does have an adjustment, didn't make it. Maybe the line does have an adjustment, didn't make it. You need to be coached up on how to block this properly. The running back, there's nothing he can do in this situation. I don't know that the line there's anything he can do. Sometimes they just got you, and sometimes you have things you can check out and you didn't. I don't know which one it is. Game-changing play here. Okay. Oh, this isn't the one. I'm talking that this is a game changer. This guy is unbelievable. Now watch this pass rush. So they're going to chip him. Okay. They want to chip. So he figures it out right now. I'm going to get chipped. Okay. By the fullback. So instead, I've already got Ramczyk to turn. Now, Ramczyk's a good tackle, but he's turned early. His feet are, you don't see his feet have a good base right now. One's in the air. So he's just going to bull back into the pocket. And when I say back, I want you to picture the quarterback is back here and he's going to push him this way. Because now when you push Ramczyk this way, you have free release up to sack Derek Carr. This is one of the most basic yet effective pass rushes that you can have. He does it by proxy because he falls into this because of the fullback. But you see this a lot in the National Football League by good rushers now. Instead of trying to get edges, instead of trying to do this other stuff, push them back so you end up basically rising into the face of the quarterback. Great job here by Rashawn Gary. Pushes him out. So now he's in that eye span. Great play. So they put this from, I'm sure everybody has these plays, but this looks very familiar to the Miami Dolphins. Speed motion out. We're going to pick on Honey Badger here. If Honey Badger stays with the inside route, we just throw it quickly to Musgrave. He can go upfield here, or they can run like this Texas route with this angle. Those are easy pitch and catches. I think they were looking at Tua's stats, and he gets the ball out like less than 1.5 seconds when they throw this ball. So it's an easy completion. It's an easy read, right? And if you have guys like Musgrave, you have guys like Dobbs that can run this Jalen Reed. You have little speedsters out there now that there's obviously plays that you can run off of it, right? Whether it's a read option run, whether it's you start changing this from an angle to a go. There's a lot of things you can do with this route. So I'm sure we'll see more of that. We see more of it across the National Football League. Send DeGuara in motion. That's a great play by. Jordan Love is dead to rights here. So do we need to do a better job of IDing this cat? So this is a cat route, okay? Cat. Well, sorry, not a route. This is a cat, meaning the corner's coming. Bring him off the slot. Great job being elusive here. This is some of the stuff where, you look at this and you go, oh, that's a great play. Aaron Rodgers might have just thrown the ball there. In other words, he might have seen that coming and might have thrown the ball there. That's part of the growing and maturation process of having a young quarterback. This is what ruins yards per carry. I hate to call it Rasheed Walker because I think he's doing a pretty good job here and filling out for Bakhtiari. But he doesn't even block Carl Granderson here. We talked about this last week. They will line up and they will just slant the defensive end in, play the linebacker over the top, and you got to block one of them. We don't even block Granderson, okay? And then we end up getting a holding call. Right, you go, well, Mike, it was a good play. Well, first of all, it's not a good play, right? The running back made something out of it. But Jalen Reed, or is it Samori Toure out here, gets a holding call because they're blocking. I think it's Jalen Reed. Yeah, it's Jalen Reed gets a holding call because they're not blocking for him to bounce outside. And so it's like another run, another first down run. You get 10-plus yards, or you get 8 yards there. And now we got a holding. You got to bring it back. And it's just because it's an assignment issue. But again, we've shown 15 yards that we missed in two carries that go backwards for 10 yards each. So a little simple thing on routes. See the arrow? You got to come back on this route now, and you got to drive, push away, and run. Now the ball's out already, and the ball's high. This is where Jordan's going to get a little bit better as far as placement, and also our Receivers got to get a little bit better as far as when you make your 3-point turn there, man, you got to get out. Your 3-step turn, you got to get out and explode away from that defender. Okay. Ball's a little bit high for him, so it's difficult. But man, you got to keep that cushion out of the turn, right? Quarterback turns faster than you there. Under center play action. Jordan Love does a great job. Does a good job when he rolls to his left and making throws, by the way. Another one of his skill traits. Got the flip. Love to see. Okay. Keyshawn Nixon's in and channeling his inner Amon Green, right? And what do I mean by that? I mean, right here, he's thinking about going out of bounds. Nope. No out of bounds for me, bud. Taking the hit every time. You have to wonder, and this is a pre-snap read by Jordan Love. You see down here 23, bottom of the screen. He's got outside leverage. He's boxing inside. Okay. But he's so far off that you can run a speed out and beat his leverage immediately. It's just I wonder if they saw that on tape. Like, in other words, if Jordan Love sees that, you go, okay, you're 10 yards off, you're boxed in, but you don't have enough leverage to beat a speed out. And now you have to turn your body all the way around to make that play. Great route concept. Simple. Got to win your one-on-ones. Talked about it. Just got to win your one-on-ones. This is what's difficult when you're AJ. You're getting the ball. And you look at this. Just who's going to win their one-on-one matchup? Right? I mean, it's just a damn rugby scrum in there. You got beat inside by Rasheed Walker. They're resetting the line of scrimmage. And then this is one thing as you get, more experience, Jordan Love's going to see this more often. He's going to see the cat. He's going to be ready for it. They're going to have a call for it, be able to get rid of the ball. You don't see as many corner cats as you used to, certainly. And you don't, see multiple ones during the game is actually out of the ordinary, but maybe this is something the Saints do. They had this picked up. And this is with AJ. You start going like, AJ, man, are we fully engaged? Are we fully present? The line has the 5 rushers that you see on the screen right now, including Demario Davis. Okay. I don't know what AJ's doing right here. And I don't think he does either. Because he's missing the most obvious person to pick up. He's inserting himself in the A gap for guys that they're going to pass off. Gets knocked on his backside. And number one's coming free. So when you talk about, is he, how's he playing this or that? If I'm a teammate, I'm more pissed off about this than any of the running stuff you'll see. Okay. So I said you got to find the fish last week. 74 was the fish. And he locked up my man Quay here, and he splashed him. Just put him right on the back. I mean, listen, a big guy meets a little guy, but that's how we got to teach Quay, right? You got to teach him how to take on blocks a little bit better. We don't want to see that, though. This is expectations. Now, I know this is Jimmy Graham, who's one of the softest tight ends. I know Packers fans have watched this ad nauseum. One of the softest tight ends in the league, or whatever we call tight ends now. Not a good inline blocker, okay? This is what you expect from Van Ness, though. Totally reset the line of scrimmage. I mean, he's 4 yards in the backfield, right? Sheds this block, makes the play. That's big time. And that's what the expectation should be every week. Now, Kyle Pitts last week got him a little bit. Locked him up 2 plays in a row. Not having it with Jimmy Graham. Jimmy's not going to try to block you anyways, but good to see Van Ness out there showing up, showing out. Chris Olave, I know that picture's bad, man. Chris Olave is a really good player.